Thanks for tuning in. I am your host Linda, and today we are going to get into some things. First and foremost, I'd like to give a shout out to Minette. They recently sent me a gift bag. I'd encourage you to check out some of the stuff that they're doing. They're doing amazing stuff in the market. Since time memorial, we've always seen that a new generation of artists always crop up, and this new crop of artists are always expected to replace older artists who've been in the industry before them. Since time began, it has always been successful. We saw Future replace T-Pain, we saw Nicki replace Kim, we saw Dua Lipa replace Katy Perry. Cardi B was supposed to replace Nicki Minaj but ended up failing terribly at it. Today we're going to see why Cardi failed to replace Nicki Minaj in the industry. Nicki Minaj is very versatile when it comes to her rapping skills and her rapping abilities. Nicki Minaj has always been known to insert different flows and rhythms in her raps, and this is something that Cardi hasn't been able to do successfully. In the past, we've seen that artists who came along to replace older artists in the industry always did things better than them, always brought a certain flavor to whatever they were doing, or they always brought something additional to whatever the artist was already offering. So you find that in T-Pain's case, people said Future sounded better using autotune than T-Pain did. Although T-Pain had an amazing run and T-Pain was super successful using autotune, people liked how autotune sounded on Future, and his career ended up being super successful because of autotune. Cardi B hasn't fulfilled that role when it comes to replacing Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj has been super successful in so many different genres. Nicki has done pop, she's done drill, she's done R&B, she's done so much. She's done so many different genres, and this is something that Cardi hasn't been able to duplicate. The only R&B song that Cardi put out was Be Careful With Me, and it didn't really perform well on the charts, and this really says a lot. I really don't think Cardi is as versatile as Nicki is. Cardi might be better at music politics than Nicki is. Cardi might be able to shake the right hands and say yes to the right people, and that's why she's managed to be super successful. When it comes to industry politics, I do take my hat off for Cardi B, and this is a sector that I feel like Nicki failed. I kind of believe she's not the best at industry politics. When it comes to working with people in the industry, not necessarily females, or building relationships in the industry, that's a huge issue for Nicki. We've seen so many big organizations that she's fell out with for one reason or another, and we're not saying any parties to blame, but we kind of feel like if she's able to smoothen out these relationships and make these relationships work, she would definitely be in a different place politically. She would probably have more Grammys, she would definitely be in more rooms than she already is, and yeah, she's already one of the greatest female rappers who ever lived, but she can do more by bridging relationships. You know, when it comes to Katy Perry and Dua Lipa, Dua Lipa is way younger than Katy Perry, although they do hold the same demographic. When Witness came out, Katy Perry became super unrelatable and she kind of lost connection with her audience, I included. I really didn't understand that album really well. The previous albums were amazing, she did an amazing job, but when it came to that album, there was just a disconnect, and I kind of feel like that's where she lost her fan base to Dua Lipa, and she also stayed a long time without releasing music, creating room for other artists to come and take her spot. And by the time she came back, she found that people had already moved on to Dua Lipa. Nicki came out almost a decade after Lil Kim. We can say for sure, and Nicki has said herself, that she sees Kim as an inspiration and as a woman who opened the doors for so many women in rap. Because Kim was in jail and she had stayed for a really long time without releasing music, it was very easy for Nicki to come and take over and expand that genre, do more for rap as a genre than anyone ever did before her. Those people who took over from other artists tended to add more to the genre, put more into the music, and they ended up being super versatile and adding flavor to wherever the previous artist had stopped. These are some of the reasons why Cardi wasn't really able to take over Nicki Minaj's spot. Many people believed that Cardi used bots and bot streams and used a lot of payola and sympathy to get to where she is. People never really felt like she added to the genre. Yes, she's done amazing things for hip-hop, that I can admit for sure, but I just feel like she hasn't taken it beyond where Nicki took it. Like, she would have taken it further and she would have done more for the genre. So as we wrap up, I'd like to give a shout out to Optiven. It is one of the largest real estate companies in the world. They sell land all over the world, in the US, in Africa, in Europe, in Asia. So if you want to buy land today in a legit way, check out Optiven. So thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.